Justin Hamilton here for another special Can You Take This Photo Please? Today we have superstar Rove McManus joining us with the delightful Celia Pacquola. We're not only going to be talking about stand-up, but we're also going to be talking about what it's like to perform in other parts of the world, the US and the UK respectively. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes, I should have walked in with a huge bottle of alcohol or a giant Toblerone, as big as this table.
And an
There's
airtight
no
alibi.
excuse. No excuse.
How are you feeling? You look great.
I've showered. I don't
Yeah.
know how it is that lying, sort of sitting on a plane for 15 hours can make you stink so much. But
Yeah.
It happened.
It's the air conditioning, isn't it? And the
But shouldn't
food.
that should make you not sweat? I don't
Yeah.
get why just sitting
It's
there.
breathing other people. It's just that contained no air.
Yeah.
It's just
So it's
everything
someone
coming
else's
out of
BO.
someone else's.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find the worst thing about flying by yourself is if someone else does that terrible smell, which they do. You've got no one to go
Yeah.
because you don't know anyone.
It's the best place
Yeah.
to do it because
It
it
is.
could be anybody.
Yeah.
It could be any. It could have come from 3 rows behind you,
Yeah.
4 rows in front. It's the best place. If you're gonna fart, it's the best place to do it.
I'm a big believer in the blue towel and just having that over me and trying to contain it as much as possible. And then if it's a bit whiffy, just looking around, just going, oh,
God.
who did that?
But I have to cock my leg. I'm
have
very
to.
obvious. Yeah, I can't. Like
unfortunate.
if both cheeks are sitting flat.
Yeah.
Can't be done. What
can't do-
happens?
well, I don't know. I might
You'd
take
be like
off like a little
ejector seat. Yeah.
But I just, and so sometimes, like, you might even notice it during this. For those
good.
who are watching the film part of this, I might just casually just kind of lean back like,
Go,
oh yeah. But I wouldn't rudely lean back. I'd lean this
That
way.
works.
Yeah, 'cause you're a gentleman.
Because you're a gentleman.
Yeah, it's
But yeah,
respect.
I can't not cock my leg. Like, even if I'm walking along,
Really?
I will stop and lift my leg.
Just a little, g'day,
Yeah.
and then you keep walking. Before we started rolling, which I was finding quite interesting, you were talking about in the US, right?
Yeah.
Have you developed any race material? Because
No, there
it's
is
phenomenal.
I mentioned I got away with a joke. There's a guy in the audience who was Jewish, and it was on Good Friday, and I was just kind of riffing with the crowd and just sort of doing a bit of where you're from, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy said, I don't know how it even came up, but he said something about he was Jewish. And I said, oh well, thanks for the holiday.
Right.
Because it was Good Friday. I said,
Yeah.
oh, happy Good Friday, by the way, and by the way, thanks for the holiday.
Yeah.
And as it came out of my mouth, it was one of those ones I wanted to grab it and pull it back in.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I lobbed it, I thought, I know this country and I know this city, and it can be really prickly. Either
Yeah.
they're going to go with it, or there'll be that awful fucking ooh.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I had done enough prior to that they understood where I was coming from
Yeah.
and knew that it was not mean or
Yeah.
racist or whatever.
Yeah.
And it went well, but normally I steer clear of it because it's a minefield and I don't know how to walk it yet.
It's similar in the UK in that they're more interested in class. Everyone is like, I'm from here and I'm posh or I'm scum or that's.
So it's knowing the location to go,
Yeah.
how shit is this town?
Yeah, there's a lot of, and from this place, like there's a lot of that kind of thing. But it's the same thing as in an hour out in any different direction, completely different. Like an hour out one way is rough as hell. And then I went to another place an hour out and I was prepared going, this is going to be so rough, blah, blah. And it was the poshest, most conservative place. They audibly sort of gasped when I said God, just like, oh my God. They were like, I could feel it. And I went, what?
Wow.
And because you don't know where you're going, and you just have to go there and
Yeah.
go and hope. Like once it was a biker bar. And I'm like, you could have told me this.
Yeah.
But I was going to play.
Have you ever done a biker
club.
bar before?
No.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, they were
really into it.
alright. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are there rooms that you wouldn't do anymore? Like if, there's, you didn't have a good experience there and right, my stuff's just not going to fly there. I just won't do it anymore.
Probably. Rooms like that generally don't get asked back.
So it works out quite well.
I do heaps of open mics
Yeah.
in London when I'm just feeling bad about myself. Because often they're like, you can say a whole sentence. Oh my God.
Let's keep it.
But I am doing every gig now over there.
Yeah.
This is the year of doing horrible things. I mean, I hope they're not horrible, but I'm doing everything and all the gigs out in Exeter and hours and hours and hours because I just figure, all of this stuff
Yeah.
I stress about, it might be the worst thing ever, but a month after that, it'll be, oh, I did this thing, it was the worst thing ever.
I still do that. Like sometimes going into things, I'll think, well, you know, a couple of hours from now, I'll be back on my lounge.
Yeah, that's it.
And that gets me through the gig.
That's it. This is pretty sad, but once I had a very scary gig and I actually left a note on my bed for myself that said, the people who love you still love you,
Yeah,
no
right.
matter what happens, just in case, and left a sandwich there as well.
You left yourself a sandwich.
Well,
I
it's a
think
treat to come home and go.
I've
no
gotten
matter what
back into
happens.
doing regular stand-up a lot more in
Great.
LA than I was doing for all the
Because
same
when it's
reasons.
when it's apart as well, it
Yeah,
builds it
yeah.
up.
So I've kind of enjoyed getting back out there and
Finding the swagger.
just
Yeah.
going, try something new. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. If they don't dig it, it's fine. I mean, they don't know who you are to go, oh, I went and saw Rove and he wasn't any good. They got no idea.
Yeah.
So go home and then go to the next room the next night and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celia, you are in the middle of a big nomination at the moment where you're up against some pretty...
It's ridiculous.
Do
I
tell.
still
Yeah.
think it's spam. I got an email and went, is this a real thing? Later show that I did for ABC, we filmed a second series last year that hasn't gone to air yet, it's about to go to air. And then we all got an email from the producer last week going, just open this, and there was this link, and at the Monte Carlo television festival, it's been nominated in the best comedy category against like 20 shows. Like there's some show from Paraguay, but then like 30 Rock and Big Bang Theory and Modern Family. and
That's
stuff.
Yeah.
awesome.
And then Alison Bell, who's our lead, and myself have both been nominated in the same category as Tina Fey. And Toby Truslove and Damon Herriman, the two guys in Laid, have been nominated in the same category as Alec Baldwin.
That's
Should we
cool.
clap?
What?
I feel like we should clap.
No,
we should
don't.
clap
No,
that.
no, I don't
That's
understand.
impressive.
If there was an audience here, they would clap.
No, but
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Do you ever worry about the bubble bursting sometimes?
Yeah. Oh my, I've been waiting for it, particularly here because
Like right now, Celia's worrying about
I'm
it.
always worrying about
She
it, but
is.
particularly because I've
we're
had
on
such
an
a good run,
island.
and we're on an island, and just because
It's Lord of the Flies.
I feel like Australia does, in my opinion, loves an underdog, and I came through on a really lovely wave when I first, which you were a part of, a big part of, with the spot like that, which we'll talk about later, but it's very important.
Yeah.
It really just made
The spot on
everything.
Rove was
Yeah.
the spot where it went from, like being at the grassroots level, went from, oh, Celia Piccola's doing good work to, you got to watch Celia. From that spot on Rove.
And I do love how it all happened, because that was the first time I saw you do stand-up, was that night where we randomly happened to be on a gig
and
together,
I saw
and you
you
happened
and was
to be
like,
there.
oh, and it was one of the few times I've ever really. It had been a long time since I'd had that opportunity to go into the office and go, saw this person last night. I think they'd be good for the show. We should get them on. And everyone just goes, sure, can do, boss. That was
love
the first
that.
time I'd seen you. too.
Yeah, I'd love to. And it was like the next week. It was a week. It was two. It was really soon after
Yeah.
that, and it remains the most terrifying thing I've ever done.
And I remember because you were so far away. That was the days when
Yeah, I
the set,
walked away.
the host set was here, and you had to be all the way on the
Yeah.
other side
Yeah.
on
And
this
with-
floating little stage.
with the camera in between you and
Yeah.
And the audience was kind of on an angle a little bit.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was live until I was there. Did I tell you that afterwards? Because they said
So the
your
Rove
call
Live
time is
title.
no, because they said your call time is like 8. You'll be on at 8:30.
Yeah.
And in my head, the show went to air. It was at 9:30. So I thought there's an hour. I thought there was an hour delay. So I thought worst case, you can do your job.
Yeah.
And I remember they were doing my hair and makeup, and there was a monitor from the studio, and then there was a regular TV, and they were doing my hair, and I just remember going. And it was the same pitch last week. Excuse me.
You know, there's a jazz musician who lives in New York who listens to this podcast who sends very lovely messages on Twitter about the similarities that between comedy and jazz. And it's sort of like, you know, you all use the same instruments and you play essentially the same song every night, but there's different ways that you get into it and out of it. And I was talking about this with our mate Jed, and Jed said, yeah, and the great thing about jazz and stand-up is if it's really bad, it's really shithouse.
In a lot of ways, we
worst.
could be like, I know people who could go see jazz and go, what a wank. But stand-up
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
like this.
yeah.
We do enjoy what we do while we're doing it, as
Without
much
a
as
doubt.
a jazz musician.
And it's one of those things that some people don't see it as an art. And, you know, it's just messing about.
Yeah.
And
You can't do that.
I've seen audiences or been in the audience myself where the person on stage is enjoying it far more
Yeah.
than the people in the
When they
crowd.
walk off stage, I just blew the roof off. It's like, the roof of what?
I mean, live in preparation for someone having heard something I've said
Yeah.
on stage. And if they go, I heard it, what I'm going to do is go, what? And they'll go, I heard it. And I'll go, yeah, I've heard that. And then move on.
Celia's prepared
all
for
I have.
everything.
Yeah.
Hey, we should wrap up. How long are you in town, Rove?
Only for a few days.
Yeah. It's all
I cannot
Logies?
believe how coherent you have been from landing this morning.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You know what I'm looking
I thought you were going to go, yep.
At a moment when
fall down.
I think I lapsed into a coma for about 2
Yeah.
seconds.
Thank you for joining the show.
Thanks for having me. Gosh.
A pleasure.
Me, I better do what you wanna. It's fine with me. I better do what you wanna. It's fine with me. I build a dynasty with the rise of beast.